This is just a quick update video on my channel here on YouTube and also over on Twitch, what I'm currently thinking, what I'm doing, what I'm planning to do, because you guys pretty much only see me uploading these runs and not my entire thought process behind like what I'm doing and how I'm streaming and whatnot. So I just want to kind of review what we've been doing the past year and where we're going forward from here. So first off, I guess like the last time we did this kind of an update video thing was about a year ago, right? And last year around this time we were doing the explain videos. We were doing like variety mixed into the end of streams after speedrunning. This led into the sponge-a-thon, which was like a non-sleeping sub-a-thon that ended after like all the games were finished. We did like 5 games. When it was finished, we cut it off. There was the fancy movie, which eventually led or pioneered or piloted the Movie Madness Marathon, which evolved into Shift-a-thon. And that whole thing lasted for 80 days. And that led us into 3 months of getting back into Battle for Bikini Bottom, which was pretty tough. And I was, I got sick, I got COVID, and, my cat got sick and all that stuff. There was a lot going on during that time. But Cosmic Shake was eventually announced at the beginning of December, and we knew the game was coming out at the end of January. So that gave just a little bit more time to grind for the 42. Which ended up not happening during that time period. It happened after Cosmic Shake when a bunch of new strategies were found for BFBB, which has made it the largest year for any percent time save found since before the pandemic. So this is the biggest year for BFBB discoveries in terms of time save and any percent since before the pandemic. So I've been very busy with that, and that's the reason why you've been seeing a lot of runs being uploaded, like a lot of 100% runs and any percent runs lately, because I've just been trying to optimize that. And these strategies have raised the skill ceiling so dramatically that it's taking a long time and a lot of effort to actually get to them, like get to the times I'm trying to get to. So that's pretty much a recap of the past year. Now, I guess I'll go into like the direction I want to take the channel here and what things are different on Twitch and how I'm kind of approaching the whole streaming thing going into this year. People have been asking me if I'm going to switch to Kick. I'm just going to get that out of the way and just say no. I don't think that requires much further explanation, but just for those of you who don't know, it's really hard for a mid to small size streamer to reestablish a following they've been growing for the past 7 years on one platform. Like, I have 100,000 followers on Twitch, a very stable sub count. Twitch Prime is a big part of my income as well. There are a lot of things I have going for myself. I'm an OG partner back from 2016. So, like, there are privileges there that come with being on Twitch for a long time that for someone like me is invaluable. Like, I need this stuff, at least for now. Like, I'm not big enough to even make a choice like that if I wanted to. But aside from all that, I'm not necessarily loyal to any company per se, but I do think that there's something special about having the Twitch channel at twitch.tv/shift be like a kind of like a landmark, like a historic place for all the speed runs of the game and like the history of the game. Like, I want that all to kind of be in one place. And I make good money right now. The sub-a-thons do really well. People are really excited for the next one, which we're going to talk about more. So I guess long story short is no, I'm not planning on switching platforms. I don't think Twitch is dying. It's just a very big drama, a big performative thing. And if Twitch isn't the biggest live streaming platform 5 to 10 years from now, that's perfectly fine with me. Because hopefully by then I'm big enough to be able to do whatever I want at that point. And for now, I feel like Twitch is the right decision. It's the stable, logical decision, not the emotional one. So let's get that out of the way, because I know there are probably going to be questions about that. I've been getting that in my chat quite a bit here and there. And that's all I got to say about the whole stream drama stuff. But I guess there is one more thing, that I'm really happy that people are getting more or less professional athlete level contracts to stream, because that's making streaming interesting for a lot of people again, which only helps all of us out. Twitch, Kick, whatever platform you're streaming on, this is an exciting time to be involved in streaming right now, because people are seeing there's value in it. It's not just people watching YouTube shorts and TikToks and whatnot. Like, there actually is value into long, high attention span content. So that's a really, really good thing, and I'm really happy about that. So to anybody who's getting these like major multi-million dollar deals on Kick, I'm really happy for them. It's good for all of us. Keep the good looks up. Don't mess it up, because it makes us all look bad when you guys mess up. Okay, just putting that out there. Not that anybody's watching this, but yeah. Plans for sub goals. I want to go over this. in the past, I've been terrible about sticking to my word on just about everything. I've been known for making like really terrible ultimatums, like I'm never gonna do this again. This is exactly what we're gonna be doing in the future and whatnot. Like I want to make sure that in the future that we're like sticking true to what I want to do at my channel and not compromising it based on what I think people want, but more what I want to do. And with the sub goals, it never really like struck me or rubbed me the right way to just have a sub goal set while I'm in the middle of really focusing on a speed run time. I'm trying to like get a record in the game and improve the game. And the sub goals, like thinking that I have to do them to keep my income going and keep the streaming engaged, like to keep the stream viewers engaged in what I'm doing. I felt like the sub goals were always just something that I had to do to keep myself going. And I haven't done a single like concrete. I've done like little meme sub goals here and there, like on and off, like mention it here and there in passing, like if we get to this number we'll do this, but nothing like so concrete like having it on the stream, like the exact thing that we're gonna do and then sticking to it, and like saying I'm gonna stick to it but never actually do it, and then have a list of stuff that piles on, and then 2 years from now when we actually do these sub goals, they don't actually, like, the people who paid for the sub goals aren't actually there when they happen, and it's just a giant big mess. Like I have this list of sub goals that we didn't do over the years. So I realized I feel bad about doing stuff like oh, what do you know? Like I feel bad about like more or less scamming people, right? Like doing a sub goal and like pushing it off multiple months to like just to grind the game. I can't make promises I can't follow up on. So what I want to do, and I've already talked about this a lot, the sub-a-thon last year was very successful. I'd like to confine the sub-driven stuff to just sub-a-thons and do that in a specific section of each year. This year we're trying to do it later this summer. Just have a big block of streams that don't pertain to speedrunning, where we're just doing sub goals that people are meeting in the stream. So like obviously the more subs you give, the longer the stream lasts, but we'll have other sub goals that we're doing in the stream with no distractions so people get what they want right away. Because a lot of people really enjoy that kind of content from me, like the sub goal playthroughs, meme runs and stuff like that. And I want to make sure that we're not just like making it backseat to the speed running when those are two completely different audiences, and I want to make sure that both audiences get what they want. To that effect, I also want to say that I'm not doing the whole like variety after the speed running thing anymore. You probably have seen that in my streams. I'm streaming like 12, 13 hours a day a lot of the time, still every day, trying to get these speed run times, and I'm just too tired and it's too distracting to do these variety streams. So like I said, the speed runs are going to be higher quality and more focused for people who care about that. If I'm doing that exclusively for the majority of the time, and over the summer when most people are able to watch anyway, if we do the sub goals confined to the subathons during those subathons, then the people who are there for that kind of stuff can get what they want too. And I do think that like the speedrunning stuff is, you know, it's not as engaging most of the time. It's something you can passively have on in the background, like a safe thing to watch unless I'm getting mad and yelling at the game, which does happen sometimes. You know, I'm not perfect. Like sometimes I get mad. Some people like to make it out to be worse than it actually is, but I really do just get mad like here and there when I'm doing these speedrun streams that are like 13 hours long. You get a few moments every time where I get a little bit loud. Does happen, but it is what it is. Like it's a frustrating game, and you know, people just have to accept that. It's what I'm offering with the whole speedrunning thing. And if you don't like the speedrun content, you can always show up for the subathons or the other variety content that we do here and there. It's not like we're not ever doing variety content. We're doing Friday the 13th occasionally here and there sometimes now. I want to add more things occasionally when it fits, but for the majority of the part, just to stick to not digress too much, I want to stick to keeping the speedruns focused, you know, like focusing on the game when I want to focus on it. If I'm not feeling like talking to chat when I'm focusing on a run, that's perfectly fine. I'm not going to apologize for that. And if I'm not doing variety for months at a time, that's fine. I don't need to apologize for that either. Like we can set time aside to do these things the right way in a confined setting where people can actually enjoy it all. And then like I was getting to before when I got sidetracked, I think that keeping these sub goals and special events confined to parts when people can most likely watch them, like over the summer when people have time, that is the best way of doing this. as opposed to spreading it out in all random times people have school and work and all that. Like just do it all when people can watch, people know that it's happening. That's better for all of us, and it's also the kind of content that gets old faster than the speedruns do, because like I said, the speedruns are a little bit less engaging, they're more background. People got burned out from watching that subathon like every single day for like 80 days. Like it was natural that people were going to need a break from the stream for a while after that crazy of an event. So that's what I'm thinking, is we're going to do the crazy stuff over the summer and people can watch, and the rest of the time we're going to do speed runs, which is what I've been sticking to that plan. I've been sticking to it for the past several months. Since October I've been doing it, and I don't know, I'm really starting to like the audience that we're building, just doing a consistent thing for a long period of time. Because for the past 7 years, I've always tended, like I said, to just like get self-conscious over what I'm doing and start apologizing when I feel like certain types of viewers are getting bored of the stream because I'm not doing what they want. And I just have to, be respectful to myself and stick to what I'm doing and trust the process that people are going to actually come back for the other stuff that doesn't pertain. Excuse me, I'm like really distracted by this. So, like, see that? My God, that's what you get for like. This is what you get when you talk for 13 hours straight. I just got off my stream. Anyway, that was disgusting. This is, I don't even remember what I was saying, but it was something about like, yeah. So I really think it's a good idea to just stay concrete with what I'm doing for a long period of time, because I really don't want to give off the impression that I'm not confident in the content that I'm showing you guys. I want to make sure that instead of like focusing on speedruns for a while and then like I realize people who like the variety are getting bored, apologize for not doing variety, apologize for certain jokes in chat, the stinky diaper in my chat, apologizing for all this random shit because people get bored. That's not an apology. That's just saying, please watch me. I need attention, right? Like we're done with that. I'm just gonna trust that people like can get attached to the kind of thing that I'm streaming, and bring it back when it's appropriate, and know that people will come back because the last time they watched it, it was a consistent product. And yeah, like the speedrunning may just be like me like being quiet a lot of time, occasionally having conversations with the chat, and then focusing, and then sometimes getting mad and raging and shit. But like a lot of people do like that. There's nothing wrong with that type of content. Like I'm not like fucking murdering people or some shit, right? Like it's not bad. It's just that some people aren't here for the more intense and focused kind of stuff. And then those people can perfectly just come back when they want to with the subathon and variety content when that's going on, because that's their kind of stuff. Because I'm not a one-trick pony. Like I do all sorts of different kind of things. I even occasionally make videos, which I do want to get to the history videos and the explain stuff. But I just wanted to spend a lot of time like reassuring you guys that I am aware. Like I'm a changing person over the past 7 years. I started streaming when I was 19 years old. Okay, I'm 26 now. I've spent a lot of time like thinking about what I can do better, not just as a community leader for the speedrunning and like my own streaming community, but also as an entertainer. And I'm always thinking about what I can do better. But now I really feel like I've reached a crossroads where I've decided that I want to try to have a consistent streaming model for the foreseeable future, and just see if not constantly changing my content and apologizing to certain groups and demonizing certain groups like the diaper jokers and stuff like that, like just flipping back and forth to different crowds and like saying that, like apologizing to one and demonizing the other and whatnot. Like I want to just end all of that and just be like down to earth, level-headed about the decisions I'm making with my stream, take more accountability with how I'm running it, and admit that like just because, like speedrunning may not be the whole wave right now, it's not as popular as it used to be, it's not bad content and I'm not wasting my time. So I really do think that people are really enjoying the stream lately, especially with the phone number verified chat. Like the obvious like bait comments, like people coming into my chat and saying the obvious bait stuff, like it's like tuned down to like almost zero. Like I almost never see. It's like almost bizarre just like being in a shift stream where there's not a troll every like 10 seconds like trying to get attention and get a reaction. Like, it's actually very peaceful, and it's fun to actually stream right now. Like, I'm actually starting to really enjoy it again. I didn't realize how many alt accounts are being made in my stream, man. Like, I thought a lot of these people were just like where are all these jerks coming from? But it's like the same 3 jerks. So, I mean, I'm glad that we've sorted that out to an extent for now. But yeah, just I've already talked enough about this, the whole streaming thing. If you want to know when I'm streaming, it's obviously every single day. But I try to start in the evenings and I go all night, like through like the degen hours in the morning. I usually get on in the evening and end in the morning. You can obviously just check my Twitch channel and see when I'm live. I mean, if I'm streaming like 11, 12, 13 hours every day, you're bound to click on it, and like it's a 50-50 chance a lot of the time, I guess. It's not how the probability works, but you know, I guess it's a good enough chance you click on it and you'll see me live, or you'll see a past broadcast, get an idea of what I'm doing. So yeah, there's not much more I got to say about the streaming. Just be there. I'm trying to run a consistent product, and yeah, I'm not sorry for any of the mistakes I've made in the past, but I'm willing to make my stream better, and I have consistently shown that my stream is getting better over time. So if that's something you want to be a part of, come check it out. As for that, we've talked about the sub goals. I made a list here. Plans for speed running. Right. So my original goal last year, and this is the reason why I started making the explained history, the explained video series, is because I wanted to get the information out there about how the run works when it stopped developing. Because at last, like a year ago around this time, I really thought that the route was not going to change so much, and then it just fucking changed like crazy. Like this year, like I said, it's like the biggest year since like before the pandemic, so it's just completely changed again. So now, like, I can't work on these explain videos because I'm still improving the run. I know that the record's going to keep changing, and my idea is that when I get to a standstill, probably somewhere in the 41 range, like sub 42, I'll be able to stop working on it for a little bit just to be able to finish the explain series and like pick up that series with the new run and like talk from there and go back and like lightly explain the small things that changed in the first 3 parts that have already been published. With that, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get to the history videos for a long time because my original plan is that I wanted to work on the explain videos to like get myself warmed up and like try out new ideas, new editing techniques to work on the history videos later. And yeah, so pretty much because all this stuff got found, and it's the snowball effect, right? The original plan was to do, you know, the Movie Madness Marathon for a week. When Cosmic Shake got announced last year, it was going to be over, finish the explain videos, get 42 back when that was the optimized time to go for. And then once the 42 happened, I was going to work on the history videos. That was the plan. Like by now, the history videos might have already been done, but then everything fucking went out of control when Movie took over my whole life for a whole 80 days. And then like the illness and like Cosmic Shake and then a minute of time save, like it just got out of control, and I'm still trying to like tame this like almost a year later, like all this shit that just spun out of control. And now I'm apparently a sub-a-thoner now. People enjoyed it so much they want another one, so we're going to talk about that too. But my point is, like, when people ask me like where are the history videos, I've been busy. Like I've literally just been busy for the past 3 years trying to catch up with the game. Like I just went over this on stream today. Like I can think in detail like everything I was doing for the past 3 years. It's gone so quickly because I've been so busy with the game and all the content surrounding it. Like we had the hard disk switch with the gamer gunk situation back in 2021. That took the whole year to re-optimize the game because of the gamer gunk stuff, leading to the hard disk switch. And even like rehydrated after the history videos leading into the VMS route for BFBB. That after that was 2021. That was the gamer gunk year. You already know that. 2022 was a massive year. You guys already know with the sub-a-thon, the explain videos, which were supposed to lead into the history videos that I wanted to work on last year. Basically, things just keep happening, and like I guess it's a good problem to have because a lot of these things have been successful. But yes, the history videos will come at some point. And the plan is to do them after the explain videos are done. So when that series is done, the history videos are going to start being worked on. Granted that the game stops changing all the time. So, you know, one thing at a time. I think it's mixing up my priorities a bit if I'm going to work on the videos about the game while the game itself needs to be worked on. You know, that's just content, you know what I mean? Like the game itself is the important thing, so I got to keep working on that. So that covers the explain videos and the history videos. I can't work on the explain videos until the game comes to a standstill. And I don't want to work on the history videos until the game is not only at a standstill, but also the full run is explained. Okay? So the videos, I'm still planning on working on them, but it's going to be a bit. The sub-a-thon, I will link the document in the description of this video. I'm planning a new sub-a-thon. It's Sponge-a-thon 2023, and it's going to take all the ideas from last year's Sponge-a-thon and Movie Madness and Shift-a-thon and Credit-a-thon, all the stuff that came after. I'm going to take the 80-day sub-a-thon and the original test trial sub-a-thon that we did for that year and combine them and try to make something that everybody enjoys and take all sorts of ideas. So if you want to read that, just to keep this video shorter, you can read on the document. My ideas for that are constantly changing, but so far we have over 40 SpongeBob games on the list. There are also a lot of bonus games too, like non-SpongeBob games, like a lot of joke games on there, like Shrek Treasure Hunt, and also some classics, you know, like Sly Cooper, Ratchet and Clank. I set up the PS2, finally, the one that, you know, we got for the last subathon, but we never ended up using because the timer hit 0 because y'all were edging at the end of the Family Guy game. So, you know, I guess we'll see what happens this time with the edging, but my plan for the timer is not to do the combo stuff because the combo was, it was too confusing. It ended up becoming a negative motivator for giving subs. Like, people were like waiting for other people to give subs, and it just became really like, you know, like why aren't people giving subs thing. Like, people were getting frustrated, and it's just I didn't like that. I like to keep it straightforward with just, you know, we'll start at 2 minutes a sub. If it gets too easy, we'll lower it, and so forth. And plus, like, having to explain the combo to everybody. Like, you guys remember the clip that ended up on live stream fails where I was talking about how the combo works, albeit not in a very nice tone, just making fun of the guy for like accusing me of like scamming because of the combo timer. Like, I want to try to avoid misunderstandings like that this time. I know that people are going to clip me out of context and try to make me look bad when something like that is successful. Everybody tries to do that shit. But yeah, like, a big reason why there was so much drama last time is because the explanation for how the combo timer works got taken out of context. I think that making things less confusing and more streamlined is just better for the subathon anyway. So I'm really happy people are really excited about that too. I also have another thing coming up as well, is the PACE Marathon. I'm doing a showcase at PACE 2023 in person. It's going to be at the Laurel Racetrack in Maryland. So if you want to go there in person, I'm going to be there to do the run. We have a lot of people saying they're going to go already. And if you do go, actually, this is on June 6th, by the way. I'll put the information in the schedule. If you want to watch it live, it's going to be streamed at the PACE twitch.tv/speedrun. But I have, if you guys remember in the last highlight reel that I just uploaded, the Creo cards, I have the autographed, you know, like the original print of the shift cards. I'm going to try to give away one of these per event that I'm doing in the future. Like, as we go to events, I'm going to give them away. But yeah, here's the card. It's the only one like it. It's the I got autographed on the back, like you saw in the highlight reel. I believe that was in there when Nick edited it. I think he kept that in there. But we have this, and I'm gonna be giving it away. It's gonna be a raffle. One person's gonna get it, but I'm trying to get in touch, or rather, I'm in touch, but I'm trying to work something out with the guy who did the Creo cards, Luke, to get more trading card packs to give away, so that, like, it's not just one person who gets something, you know. Like, I want to try to get the cards out there at PACE at a live event to kind of stimulate the trading and the interaction and stuff, because that's what makes these events fun. Like, these are the things that we were trying to build up before the pandemic started with PACE 2019, when all the boys showed up and we all hung out and played games. But it kind of just got snubbed off because of COVID, so I'm trying to start that up again, encourage people to come out, get the fans to come out to like interact and do stuff. And I think that like the trading cards are a really good icebreaker. So hopefully Luke can get back to me on that. And even better, it'd be really awesome if we could work something out where like buying the trading cards during the subathon adds time to the timer. That'd be awesome. So we're looking at doing stuff like that. And I actually had the streaming goals and environment at the bottom of this list, right? We already talked about the stream environment, right? Like how, you know, how it typically is when I stream. depending on what games I'm playing, whether it's variety or speedrunning. I'm not willing to compromise my attitude with the speedruns. I'm not willing to compromise the fun that we're having with the that's a weird way of putting it, but like more or less like when I'm streaming something like variety, I'm not gonna let myself get mad at a game, you know, unless it's like funny. Like we're not gonna like get uncomfortable and like rage at like fucking Shrek Treasure Hunt, like losing like on like level 3 and like getting fucking angry over that. Like we're not doing that. Only for SpongeBob we are going to be taking things ultra seriously. So yeah, that's it for the environment. But the streaming goals, I don't know. I've mentioned in passing that, especially after movie, I feel like the prime number, like the best environment that we have in our stream is like, you know, that 700 to 900 viewer range where like the chat is like active enough and it's not like too active. You can still read the chat and interact. When it gets over like the 700, 800, 900 viewer, like 1,000 or more, like it starts to get a little bit chatty and it's a little hard to like interact and do what I want to do. So, you know, hopefully someday we can get back to that point. Like, there have been a few times throughout my streaming career when I've been able to do that with Battle for Bikini Bottom specifically. It's pretty rare. It's hard because, you know, the game is getting more resetty, more tough, more brutal, more frustrating over time. But I still want to keep it as part of my routine. I want to keep the game progressing because I care about it, even if I talk shit about it and hate it at times. Like, I still want to keep it around and stick to my roots with that. You know, I'm not going to sell my soul anytime soon, at least not yet. So I'd like to work toward that goal of not necessarily sustaining a full-time living in terms of subs off of Battle for Bikini Bottom, but at least having like a good number of people in there as people are constantly finding the game and getting into it and enjoying it. And like, I'm not a perfect person. I'm going to get mad. I'm going to get pissed. I'm going to be rude to people because, like, let's be honest, you guys think it's fucking funny. You guys think it's funny when I tell some punk he's being stupid in my chat. It's a good time. I'm not going to pretend it's not. I'm not going to fucking apologize for it. So if you want to come and hang out, it's good for you. If you don't, cool. You can come out and hang out for the sub-a-thons and all the other variety stuff we're doing when we're doing it. I'll be sure to post here on this channel when we're doing stuff like that. There's going to be a trailer coming soon for the sub-a-thon. Promo art I got to wait on too. It's hard because everybody's like busy with work and shit. Like getting this ready with everybody like trying to balance work life and like me as well, like getting ready with like the speed runs and the pace event and the giveaways and all the stuff I'm trying to balance. Like, we're all busy right now. I'm totally cool. I understand, like I'm totally cool with you guys. Like, lately I know it's been a little bit quiet. Like, the YouTube channel's been doing pretty okay. Like, for the speed runs and stuff, it's doing all right. It's very steady. I understand, like, with Twitch, like, there was a big thing with Discord where I wasn't able to ping people when I was going live for a month because of the whole username change. It broke the pinging and shit. So I couldn't notify people that I was going live. I was streaming really late. You know, we turn on the phone number verified chats, not as many new chatters are coming in. You know, there are a lot of reasons why it's been a little more quiet in the stream lately, but we've been averaging. I've been checking my analytics after I get done streaming. We've been like almost touching 300 viewers again at the max. Like, we've been averaging over 200 the past several days. I think it's not bad. Like, it's around where it was around this time last year, with the extra restrictions and just being concrete with how we're running the stream. You know, just being based with it, like not like compromising and like shoving in the variety just to like please certain groups at certain times and whatnot. Just like the juggling act is over. Like, we're just going to be focusing on speedrunning when we're focusing on speedrunning, and we're focusing on variety when we're focusing on variety. So if you're here for any of those things, I want people to just know what they're getting when they click on my stream when I'm playing a certain game, and not make promises that I'm not going to hold to, because it also just makes me feel shitty. And when I feel shitty, it radiates through the stream, and it just makes it more uncomfortable. You know, like, I'm not perfect, but you guys know I care about the game and the community and the stream and my channel a lot. Even if YouTube is just a hobby for me, I still care about it because I like making videos occasionally. And these are things that I think that we need to keep around, because someday speedrunning isn't going to be a thing, and I want people to look back at the stuff that we're doing with it now and think that was really impressive for the time. You know, this is art. That's all I want to do is just make art and make lots of money with the subathons. So we got art for the majority of the year. We got like 10 months of art and then 2 months of money, right? That works. think we can come to an agreeal on that. No, but for real, like, I'm happy that people were like very excited about the sub-a-thon coming back, because I wasn't sure how people would react to it, especially because times are tough right now. And I appreciate every last fucking cent that was given to me with the last sub-a-thon. I guess this is actually, I almost forgot to mention, like, I do plan on making that little like what do you call it, like retrospective documentary type thing about like the sub-a-thon. My idea for what I want to do with it is a little bit different now, and I wanted to make it before this whole thing started with like the pace and all that, but I'm running out of time again, and maybe I'll be able to do it later this year, but it's on the list of things to do. But yeah, the sub-a-thon retrospective is coming, and for those of you who are wondering, I know nobody asked, but just for full transparency, if you're curious to see all of the sub-a-thon videos, they're in a playlist on my VOD channel. If you guys don't know that, you can watch back the entire sub-a-thon. It's a 234 video playlist of 6 to 11, 12-hour videos. It's really long, but I stuck to my word. I uploaded every single VOD. It took fucking forever. It took actual months. Like, I started uploading like when the sub-a-thon ended in late October, and it took all the way until like late February or something. Like, it took like actually forever because my internet sucks. But that's another thing too. I've upgraded my internet. We're doing a lot of planning, and we're testing the discs. Actually, this time we're testing the games to make sure that they actually work, instead of like having an oh shit moment when TAC doesn't have the music playing and Nicktoons Unite, Brick Tunes mixes its shot and fucking doesn't even work when I put it in my Wii. Like stuff like that. We're hoping that's not going to happen this time, because I'm testing all of these games on the list before just like going into a week-long sub-a-thon thinking that it's only going to last a week, right? We actually are prepared for the amount of success that we had last time. And, God, what was I saying? I only got like a little bit of sleep last night. I've just been rambling a lot. I want to make sure everything is out in the open here, just so I don't have to make another one of these for another year. I'm going to be quite honest. Well, I guess that's really it then. Like, if it's so important, I would have remembered it. So yeah, if you end up in my stream, if you're a new person on Twitch, just remember, like, it's just another extra step. Like, if you got to verify your phone number to talk in the chat, it's very worth it. And the reason why we're doing it is because we just get a lot. Like, the past 7 years, we've always gotten like shitters who are just always trying to start problems in the chat. And I'm just tired of having to acknowledge these people and give them more attention than they actually deserve. And it just makes things so much nicer and smoother. It's actually like a very, very nice environment now that people actually have some accountability for what they're saying online. I like it a lot. So I'm liking the stream lately. Sub-a-thon, I'm going to announce it soon, hopefully. Sub-goal games, I'm going to try to like include them in the sub-a-thon as well. We're moving forward unapologetically, just doing what we want to do with streaming. Not selling out, not selling my soul, none of that stuff, not yet. So that's pretty much it. Hang around if you want to hang around, if this kind of content seems like something you want to be a part of, because I've got a lot of plans, and they're going to take a long time to get done, but it's going to be worth it. I promise it's going to be worth it. Battle for Bikini Bottom will probably be under 40 minutes someday if we keep this up, and all the stuff surrounding it is going to be awesome too. It already is. We're already seeing it. So yeah, let's see how the rest of this year goes with the plan I set forward. Let's see how it completely gets derailed when something crazy happens again, just like the sub-a-thon last year completely just changed my perspective on streaming and everything. And I'm just like stalling for time because I'm trying to like remember what I was gonna say about the sub-a-thon. Right. Yeah, that was it. I was gonna say, good thing I remember this. Okay, so on the transparency thing. Like I said, nobody asked, but I want to make sure that we're clear. Like, the amount of money that I netted from the sub-a-thon after paying Twitch and taxes and all that was around $140,000. It was amazing. I'm grateful for every last cent. And the original plan was to, stop paying rent and end up putting down on a mortgage, or not even a mortgage. My plan was to just like use the money to outright buy like real estate, like buy a house, and just like I had no idea what I was doing with money. But thankfully, thanks to you guys, I was able to walk into an investment bank when I tried to like open a new account to put this money in. I was hooked up with like, you know, some pretty professional, some smart guys who like taught me more about how to manage my money. And so I've been doing some long-term, very safe investments to try and like get past the point where the housing market is bad, and try to wait for a time when things are more affordable, and also set forth a good amount of money to my retirement. So the sub-a-thon money is mostly, a good portion of it is in a money market fund, which is going to eventually be put toward a mortgage, like a down payment on a house. But the majority of it is in a long-term investment, like 10, 20 years. It's liquid. I can take it out if I need it. So it's not just completely put away, okay? But it's put away in a place where it's growing with some stability to serve as my retirement, right? Because I'm a streamer, I have a limited shelf life. I need that kind of stability. Like I deserve to have a retirement too. You know what I mean? So a portion of that money may be spent on the house, like I was saying I was going to do. But since the subathon and actually having money, like now that I actually have money, I had to learn, out of respect for myself and my future self and my future family that I'd like to have and my stream that gave me the money, I needed to learn how to be financially literate. Like I had to learn what to do with this money, and not just because obviously before the subathon, like I had no idea what I was doing. So obviously I didn't spend the money on what I said I was going to spend it on, but I would say inarguably, I'm being much smarter and more respectful with it than I was going to be just by like flaunting it and like buying a fucking house with it. And to be honest, like $140,000 is not enough to buy anything that's gonna like last long term if you plan on like raising a family someday or anything like that. So I mean that's up to you whether you decide whether I did the right thing or not. But I know I did the right thing. And, you know, next time with the subathon, this next one, like I said, I haven't been doing sub goals. I'm completely putting that off to the subathon side of stuff instead of mixing it in with the speed runs and doing sub goals that I can't promise I'll do anytime soon. Like I said, we don't want to push stuff off anymore. We actually want to do it when we say we're going to do it. So there is no like end goal or like big thing that I'm trying to buy or spend on with the subathon. I don't think anybody, like I said, if anybody asks, if anybody cares, just to put it out there, right? Like I'm doing these subathons not only because people enjoy them, but also because they make money. Okay? If I'm gonna stream SpongeBob SquarePants, Battle for Bikini Bottom, Battle for Bikini Bumblefuck on Twitch, nobody fucking knows what this game is, and not do sub goals all year and focus on grinding and sticking to my passion and doing what I have to do to keep this game alive and grow the community, I need to have some kind of other thing that's going to make up the rest of it. And the subathon is something that does that. So if anybody was asking for any sort of justification why I'm doing sub incentives for a long period of time, which is more or less what a subathon is, it's a sub incentive to stream and do what the viewers want. That is why I'm doing it, because subathons are very helpful for making ends meet. And if I'm not doing sub goals at all and focusing on just pure speed running when I'm not doing subathons, it makes the streams better. It makes the variety better during the subathons. It makes the subathon more interesting. And it also allows the subathon to take off the weight from the rest of the stuff. Like, it means I have to do stuff like that during the subathon section. Like, I have to do these goals and these incentives to drive subs to be able to stream. So that's enough of an explanation, more than you probably asked for. I think that most of the people who were asking for an explanation were people who aren't part of this community and don't watch me anyway. So this isn't necessarily to explain myself to them. It's more to just put it out there so anybody can see that, like, this is how I feel. Like, if you're one of the people, one of my fans who feel this way, like, you wanted an explanation, like, now you have it. If anybody was unclear on that, okay? So this is about to be 40 minutes. But yeah, I'm not perfect. I'm trying my best to do better. I really like streaming. I care about the game a lot, even if it pisses me off. So yeah, just bear with me. Trying my best to do stuff here and make things happen. yeah, looking forward to working on all this stuff in the future. Hopefully I'm actually able to. The game just finally stops changing for once, but that's a good thing, right? It's a good problem to have. The game's still interesting, right? Still getting better at it, still improving after all these years. It's pretty awesome stuff. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this 40-minute rant. I'm going to go eat food and sleep because I'm tired as shit, and I'll see you next stream. Thanks for watching.